Liberal tears. This program is not endorsed by Bang Energy Drinks.
Right about there.
Let me start that over.
Damn it, Billy.
Pay attention.
Are you ready?
Let's do this! Hello everyone and welcome back to Uncommon Sense. I am your host, Billy the Kid. And of course I have my lovely host here, Butch, but we can't see him at the moment.
I think that's probably best for everyone. I haven't been the same since I come out of retirement.
I haven't been the same since I found out I wasn't a boy. I think you got it bad. Shoot.
He's a girl?
He's a girl. Just kidding. Okay. Moving right along here. We got a Q&A about the corporate activity tax.
Also known as?
The cat. Meow. Meow. Oh.
I know, we tried to go over it a little bit in the past, but the audio was messed up. We've corrected the audio, however.
Yeah, the audio was way messed up. It was even worse than I thought. And then I rewatched the video. I was like, ooh, we're going to cover this again.
Yeah.
We're going to go a little bit, excuse me, a little bit deeper into this time. Last time I just went over the basics of what the cat tax is. So today we're going to see what this Q&A has to say. In May 2019, Governor Kate Brown signed into law House Bill HB 3472A, the Oregon Corporate Activity Tax. The new tax will be imposed on businesses that have the privilege of doing business in Oregon at a rate of 0.57% of receipts, less deductions on sales over $1 million. 0.57% on their receipts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you...
That's not 0.05. No, that is 0.5. 57%. Or 0.57%.
Okay. Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
quite a bit. Really.
Yeah.
Especially
That's a
for
lot.
smaller businesses
Right.
that are
Where
just
does
big
that
enough
money
to...
go to? What is that tax for?
See, Oregonians will hear that the tax cat, or the cat being called a gross receipts tax. But isn't this really a sales tax? Despite multiple past rejections by statewide voters, does the public know the Oregon legislature imposed a sales tax on them in 2019 without the vote of the people? Because it was an act she pushed through. It's not something we got to vote on.
Right.
Okay, well, what was your question? I'm going to see if it answers it in here.
Yeah, my question is, what does the tax go for? What does it pay? What is it funding?
The first thing I read that was actually from the Oregon government site
Uh-huh.
said it's supposed to be going to education.
Oh, it's to help fund education. All right.
So they say. One question we got in the comments, I think it was it might have been on YouTube. It might have been on something else. I got the comment, but it was, so is that where the, how they're going to fund the menstrual bathrooms?
Or boys.
And
Yeah.
there was another one too. I don't remember what the other one was. The bathroom thing and something else. Oh, the student loan forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's... those are two topics that are really get my buttons pushed.
So this gives an example, and then it says, in this example, the pair of shoes is taxed multiple times, and the actual tax is much greater than 0.57%. If the raw materials constitute 50% of the ultimate retailer's $100 purchase price, the actual cat effect rate on a $110 pair of shoes would be approximately 1.5%. In some industries, there can be as much as 5 layers of pyramiding with effective tax rates reaching between 5 and 6%.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And it's to fund, no, wait a minute, let's see here. It's to fund education. Right.
What education? Can I say that? What education are they talking about?
Especially here in the state of Oregon, when they just lowered the requirements to graduate. You don't need to know math. You don't need to know.
Basic reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Right.
And yet they've put a cap on how many charter schools can be in the state now. So that gives less choice for parents who want their kids to have that education. And the catch-up classes are ridiculously expensive. And you have to be able to know that stuff to be able to go in college.
Or you're supposed to. I guess it's not a requirement anymore for college.
But they still have to take catch-up classes to be able to take their other...
They're mandatory.
Yeah.
Schedule classes. Yeah. So that's what the corporate activity tax does. Do you agree with it? Because in order to pay those taxes, retailers actually have to increase the price of their products to cover that tax. When more taxes come out, we have to increase what we pay into them.
Yeah.
It's just,
we are going to see it even as consumers, because if their taxes are being raised, but if the businesses' taxes are being raised, they're going to have to raise their prices in order to cover that.
That's right.
So that they're still making enough profit to keep going. Running a business is not as easy as people seem to think it is. It's really not.
I used to have my own business too before I retired.
Yeah. Before you retired. Right here it says Oregon has had a strong economy for several years, which that's debatable. But state government has been growing by a whopping 20% per biennium. Does this massive government growth explain the need for a new $2 billion tax? Where is this new government spending going? Okay, so here's hopefully some answers to your question.
All right.
One of the biggest drivers is the loss of federal monies to fund state Medicaid expenses. Okay. Not sure what that has to do with schools. Anyway, it does seem that this growth is unsustainable and some real focus needs to shift to the expenditure side. Significant cost cutting will likely be the focus of the Republicans during the next two legislative sessions. Whether it's actually accomplished depends on whether there's greater balance in the legislature. It seems in the near term, we may see more revenue generated through a cap and trade bill that will likely be the top priority of the Democrat-controlled legislature. We also have our public employee retirement systems obligations that make the revenue needs even greater. The solution can't always be more revenue. Okay, that really didn't answer our question, though. As to where exactly it's going. Kind of just talked around. They're really good at that. Just talk around the subject.
Yeah. They're talking about how they lost funding from federal Medicaid and Medicare.
But the thing on the actual Oregon government site says it's supposed to be going to education.
Right.
How is Medicaid related to education?
That's what I want to know.
Well,
an increase in government means an increase in taxes. Doesn't matter where you're at, where you live.
Okay, here's another part down here, though. However, there's some speculation this new tax will raise considerably more money than estimated by the LRO. If this is the case, certain policy changes may be on the table. The quicker we treat this as a sales tax, the better. We don't expect most businesses to absorb this new tax through taking margin hits. They will pass it on one way or another. But also, in other words, just get over it. Get used to it.
That's what they're trying to tell us. That's what they're trying to sell us. That's
Hmm.
what I'm not buying.
Yeah, no. I know by... Oh, I saw the funniest video yesterday. There's this little, like, Chinese lady or something. And her daughter was filming her. She was an older lady. Probably in her 80s.
Oh, you talking about the one?
And she was like, the news was on, and here comes Joe Biden on the screen, and she was like, asshole. And she's like, you don't like Biden? And she's like, no. Mm-mm. She's like, do you like Trump? And instantly her face lit up. She was like, oh, yeah. I just thought it was great. I'm like, see, people are starting to defer away from anything that is wokeified.
Yeah.
So we're spending more money on American-made products now than we were a few years ago.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, Daily Wire is booming. I mean, even 1620 is starting to get real name in the game when it comes to clothing.
Yep.
Know that we are not endorsed, but they do make good clothes. I'm wearing their pants too.
No, they can't have them back.
And no, they can't have them back. They're mine. Unless a stitch comes loose, and then they'll fix them for me. It's very nice of them. But yeah, they're afraid. And frankly, they should be afraid. But I say, you know, just keep doing what you guys are doing. It's fine. The more ridiculous policies you put through, the more people are waking up. I mean, we got Democrats backing Republicans for our governor race. It's got to say something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It does. All right. Well, I don't know what else really to talk about with this other than that it's just another tax, you guys. It's just another way to take the money of the small man and make the government bigger and badder and
or give kickbacks.
Yeah.
Why? Where are your taxes going? Kickbacks.
They're so vague about it. There's no actual transparency of any kind.
Nope.
They're just like, well, we're going to use it for education. Okay, where in education? Well, see, we've gotten, you know, cuts from the government, Medicaid. What does that have to do with anything? So we don't really know what they're spending it on. I mean, we can take some good guesses, but we don't really know where they're going to spend it, where they're going to put it, if it's going to be put to good use, or if it's just going to, you know, give the next governor more vacations or whatever. But, you know, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think it's good to keep adding taxes to the smaller businesses of Oregon?
Or even the larger businesses.
Or yeah, even the larger businesses. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair to the consumers when they have to pay higher prices because the government keeps lifting our taxes on the businesses? Businesses pay so many taxes, it's not even funny. It's sad, really. And then, not to mention all the licensing fees and everything they have to have just to start a food truck.
Yeah.
But, you know, as always, let us know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with all your friends and your family. And
till next time,
stay uncommon. What'd you come out of retirement for, Butch? Oh, to mess around and talk shit with my friend online.
to piss off trolls.
Piss off liberal trolls. Drink their tears.
Drink their tears. Damn it, Billy. Who's drinking all those liberal tears?
I was choked on some liberal tears. Help me, Hancock. Here, you drink it.